Good morning to everyone. In today's lectures, I want to talk to you about varied and popular animals here in Britain. In fact, you could say that is one of our least loved animals. It's called the American bullfrog, and yes, it does in fact come from America, the East of America to be exact, and it was brought to Britain in the early 19th century. So you could say that it's been here for quite a long time. It wasn't brought here on purpose. It exactly arrived in a big continent of aquatic plants. In other words, it was accidentally introduced into Britain. Now, I'll tell you a little about its appearance. The American bullfrog is a very large and ugly species of frog. And when I say it's large, I mean large. Interestingly, female American bullfrogs are usually much larger than the males. In fact, this can weigh up to 715 grams, whereas the males only go up to about 600 grams. Take a look at its heads. It's really broad and flat, isn't it? And you can see its mouth, the hair, that's quite large too. Now, both the male and the female American bullfrogs have green or brown bodies and have dark spots on the tops. But there's one important difference between them. The male's throat is yellow, but the female has a white one instead. And the other difference in their eardrums. Here, just behind the eyes, those of the males are much larger than the females. So let's move on to why we so dislike the American bullfrog. Well, this is because it had threatened our own native species of frogs. Firstly, its breed varies quickly instead. For example, female bullfrogs can lay up to 2,000 eggs every single season. And secondly, the American bullfrog is very greedy. In fact, they eat just about anything they can put into their mouth, as well as other frogs. They eat insects, fish, and have even been known to eat birds and snakes. So, in other words, they eat the food sources of the out-owned native species. Thirdly, they carry a disease that is dangerous to other frogs. And finally, they don't just damage our natural world, they cause financial damage too. Around £100,000 has been spent monitoring the American bullfrog in the wild. So, as scientists, we can learn a lesson from this about the dangers of introducing any living species into a new environment.